Hey everyone, Magic here. Welcome to the ultimate Cayo Perico heist guide. If you find this video helpful, please make sure to leave a like down below and comment what you think I should do next. With all that being said, let's get into it. Yeah, so the first thing you're going to need is Kasaka submarine. You can find it on War Stock Cash and Carry. It's right there, and everything is cosmetic. The only thing I would recommend getting is the guided missiles and the weapon workshop, as well as the Sparrow. That would be very handy for you for when you're doing the preps in the missions and stuff like that. So it costs about 2.5, 3 million to get the sub. Once you have that done, you head over to the music locker and you start the cutscene. It's next to the casino. You go in there and you go down to the bottom floor and you start the cutscene there, and you come back to your sub, and this is where the heist intel starts. Fast travel up to wherever the destination is, the closest to the destination as I can get, which in this case here I'm going to Grapeseed, so I'm going right here. So when the fast travel cutscene ends, you get in your Sparrow and make your way over to Grapeseed. I'm going to skip this for the purpose of time. When you get there, take out the enemies, which is actually easy enough, but they do aim for your head, so be careful and have snacks ready as well. You can see here I have the flaming bullets. You don't have to use them. You can just use a regular. Gun. So you can see here I'm getting into the Vellum. So once you get into the Vellum, you fly to the very end of the map down by the docks. So I'm going to skip through that as well, but as soon as you get there, you're going to go into a cutscene. Make sure you fly high enough so that when the cutscene triggers, that you don't just nosedive into the water. It's happened before. So we're here on Cayo Perico. You can see in front of me here, I'm going for a bike. If you're with another person or a friend, you can grab another bike just behind me and up the road to my right, the next road. So you can see the route I'm following here. I'd recommend following this route. It's always been the best for me. By the party. And if you were playing this for the first time, you would spawn there. So you could follow the same route, theoretically, as the party way. But instead of spawning at the airport, you spawn at the party. Now you can see here on my map, there's a guard in the tower right here. And we're going to wait for him to turn around into this position that he's in now. So we got to wait for him to turn back. And as soon as he turns around again, that's when we're going to drive straight from my position here up the hill. There's like a rock. You got to ramp off the rock. So when you're driving forward fast, you got to pull back on your left stick so you can do a wheelie just as you're driving up this rock right here, like I did. Land on your back tire so you don't ragdoll. All the credit goes to TGG for that method. You can check his channel out in the description below. So when you've that done, follow my route here that I'm doing. Making sure to keep an eye on your mini-map to make sure that the guards are facing away from you and not towards you. Because if they do, then you'll be sent back to where you spawned at the airport or the party, depending on whether it's your first time or not. So you can see I'm going up the hill here. We're going up to the communications tower. This is where we have to hack the panel to get into the cameras for Cayo Perico and the primary targets. So you can see for me, they normally spawn at the bottom or the middle, anywhere kind of on the tower. For me, it was the almost the very top, so it was the first floor from the very top. And once you get there, I will teach you how to do the hack. Now, a lot of people are struggling with this for some reason, but it's easy when you know how. So so you're multiplying by a number. So the symbol represents a number on the right hand side. You can see here times 1. So the 1 is times 1, and then the x is normally times 10. So if it was 6 times 10, it would be 60 in this case. And it's as easy as that. And sometimes there's 2 lines going straight down, so it's also 2 lines as well. So that's times 2. You can see here I'm going from left to right on the cameras. You open up your phone and you go left to right on the cameras, making sure that all the secondary targets are highlighted, and you can see it in the bottom left hand corner as well. So you can see here, this is where the primary target is. It's either in the glass display case here, or it's in the safe. If you keep going left, it's in the safe. Once you have that done and scoped, you back out the cameras. You either get caught or jump off the tower if you're high up on the tower, and that'll spawn you back at the airport. And then you just run back to the plane, press right on the D-pad, and you're back in Los Santos. So then you can head over to your sub and gather intel. So it'll be the prep, it'll be the casaca, and what I normally do is I also fast travel for this. Look in the bottom of my screen, you can see the yellow dot is where my sub is, so I'm going to try and get as close to it as I possibly can. And once you get there, then you can actually drive your submarine to the destination, which I find is so much easier. I'm fast forwarding a little bit here for the sake of time. But once you do that, then you can press right on your D-pad. It brings you into this periscope, and then you aim and fire just like you would a regular gun, and it'll take out all the enemies without ever having to deal with them for this whole prep, which is, I find, is so much easier, because when you get the sonar jammer, there's like helicopters that spawn and stuff, so the closer you are to that submarine that you're going into, the better it is for you, because you don't have to deal with the helicopter shooting at you and stuff. You can just head straight underwater to the submarine and back up to your own submarine and deliver it. You'll see here it's directly under my one. So what I aim for to get it perfect like this, I aim for the middle. So wherever the question mark is on that yellow circle is normally where the submarine is. Or else you can use it like you can look at the boats, where the boats and the helicopter are just under them. You can see here I don't go left when I get in, because there's like an invisible NPC for me. So I go straight down, and I'm looking out for the guy that's next to me here. There's a few of them that spawn, and they also have assault shotguns, so you have to be very careful as well. Otherwise, you're gonna keep dying over and over. So I jump over this railing here, and it just happened to be right here, the sonar jammer. So you collect it, head back the way you came, rather than taking on new enemies. So back up the ladder. And you don't even need a rebreather. Some people do, but you don't need one. So you just swim straight up, and you'll see Pavel is saying that there's a helicopter on your map. Sometimes it spawns, sometimes it doesn't, but I'm going to bring it straight back. And that's the first prep complete, as simple as that. Prep you want to do, you want to skip the demolition charges and go straight onto the plasma cutter. This will either be plasma cutter or safe code. This is to actually get the primary target. So in this case, it's the plasma cutter. Leave a comment down below if I should do the safe code guide as well, if that would help you guys out. So what I'm doing here is driving the sub over. So I'm in Vespucci Beach. I fast traveled there from where I was, and I'm driving it up the canal so that it's closer for me. So when I take out the Sparrow, I bring it back, and it's less of a distance to travel. So you can park it. It does get stuck sometimes. You can go all the way in. So you can see here I'm at the safe house, and I go in. So when you get in, you can just stand there. You don't even have to move. You just stand there and take a photo of this right here, this planning board. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm zooming in a little bit, taking a photo. It's either there on the left or it's on the right as you go in. You might have to take a couple of steps, but that's how I make it quicker for me when I'm doing these preps. When you've done that, you go to this place here, Rockford Hills, and it's always the same destination for this one, for this particular prep. So you take out all the enemies. I would recommend getting out of the helicopter and going on foot for this, but be aware that when you take the plasma cutter, more enemies spawn. So have either an armored car or the Sparrow, but make sure that you've taken out all the enemies, otherwise you're going to get headshotted. And that's the plasma cutter complete. The next prep you want to do is the fingerprint cloner, and I'm going to skip to go to the warehouse. So you're going to see me get in the helicopter and go to the warehouse. So when you get to the warehouse, what I normally do, you can do either. So there's two things. So you can either take out the cameras with the gun, so you can shoot them, or if you want to play it stealthy, there's actually a switch. In this particular building, there's a switch just at the left-hand side, right here. And you just walk up to it, press right D-pad. And all this does is make it so that you don't get shot as soon as you go into the building. And I find it's actually easier. I've often gone in there and been like spammed by them. So I find it easier to do it stealth. It takes a couple more seconds, but it's worth it. And there's a guy hiding behind this box. It's important not to use any explosives in here either. There's a bike there, and it'll just kill you straight away. So you get up to the laptop here. It's a very simple hack. So you're putting the red letters in the blue area. and then you make your way to the archive. Now there's no enemies in here, so you don't need to worry about enemies. You can take out those cameras if you'd like. It's easier to do that so that you don't have any enemies spawning once you've taken the fingerprint cloner. Tip to have is a bulletproof helmet. So when you're doing missions like these with enemies, it'll take longer for you to be killed if you have a bulletproof helmet, and they're very affordable in GTA. Definitely worth picking one up. Fingerprint cloner. Mission here is the cutting torch, and you got to go to a construction site. And when you get there, there's actually a construction hat you can put on, like a builder's hat. So you walk up to it. It's normally around. Look out for it. It's bright yellow. Walk up to it, press right D-pad, and it lets you walk around the construction site without being detected. Just be careful not to stand in their cone of vision for too long. So keep moving. And you're looking for a toolbox with the blue cutting torch inside of it. It took a couple of tries for me, but I found it eventually, and that's the cutting torch complete. The next one is a tricky one at times, but it's the unmarked weapons. So what I'm doing here, for the unmarked weapons, I've picked Aggressor because it's the best weapon loadout, I believe, for Cayo Perico, especially inside the compound with the Juggernaut. So what I'm doing here is I'm fast traveling to Elysian Island near Merryweather HQ, because I got the Merryweather HQ prep. If it's the office one, then you don't need to do this. But for the Merryweather one, what you need to do is get into your guided missiles if you have them. Follow my path here in the guided missile, and you can see the helicopter just coming into frame there. And if you fly it into the helicopter, you can restart the mission again. And the only reason why I do this is because you have to follow this helicopter all the way up to the top of the map, and it takes forever. So I just decide to skip by destroying it with a guided missile. And you can see here now it says the Schlongberg Center. So once you get there, you go in on the roof with the Sparrow, and you land the Sparrow on the roof. You go in, and what I normally do is, if you have one, use a Molotov. Kill the first guy, possibly, if you need, and use a Molotov just to set fire to the whole place. It just saves you being killed if you're not that good at PvP. I just find it easier. It's faster as well. I just find it's so much better. If not, you can also use a pipe bomb. That does the same thing. And once the fire dies down, you can see that all the enemies are around. They're not shooting at us anymore. There's one guy left in the office. You'll soon see, and you don't have to worry. He's not going to come out of that office. You just gotta wait for that fire to burn a bit. So once you get in here, there's a wall, so you gotta use it as a safe, and it won't open. So you need to go to the laptop here. Now the number one is tricky as well at times. Some people find it straight away. Sometimes it takes a bit longer. So you gotta remember, every number goes across left by 1. Every time it flicks, it goes up left by 1. And when it gets to the end of the row, it goes up and it goes left again. So every time you see, hopefully that'll be easier to see, to find the numbers. You can follow it. If you see it and then you don't see it, you know where it is. It's the next number over. Hopefully that helps. So once you get to this elevator here, you want to press left on the D-pad and not right. And the only reason why I say that is because left spawns you on the roof and right spawns you on the floor. You don't want to go down to the floor because there's more enemies outside. And once you've that done, that's every prep finished. You can see here, I picked Kasaka. I picked the entry point was drainage tunnel. The compound entry was also drainage. And the exit was Kasaka. And the time of day is day. And you can also pick for your crew whatever cut that you want. Like the minimum is 15%, maximum is 85%. You can see here I'm just going along the grate here with the cutting torch. I find it easier as well to use both analog sticks when you're doing the cutting. I find it makes it a lot quicker cut through the grate. So once you swim up there, you trigger this cutscene and then you're inside the compound. So you want to follow my path here, aim for the head with the shotgun, and take your time with it. But if you want to get it in 15 minutes, try and keep up with the same pace. And make sure you hit that guy in that position because the camera will detect him if he's anywhere else. Run over and take this guy. He'll be at the gate on my right. So hit him. And then come back to where you were a second ago. Because you're going to need to take out the Juggernaut. Now the Juggernaut changes depending on whether Rockstar add more armor to him or not. But what I normally do is you run into him and bump him, and as soon as you bump him, as long as his cone of vision isn't red, when you bump him, you can just shoot him on the floor and nobody notices. And of course, use the assault shotgun, take him out, and not the machine pistol. So I just picked up the gate keys there, so you're going to need them. You'll see in a second. And also the key card. So if you haven't found the key card, go around and just take out a few enemies in the head. Just make sure they're not near any cameras, and you'll find the key card. And the second key card, if you're looking for it, it's up in the office. The safe there gave me looks like 60k, varies. So what I'm doing here is I'm waiting for the enemy to walk away, and I'm just jumping from the balcony. It's just a quicker way down if you're speed running. So you're going to want to go to this hut here, and if you're playing with a second player, both of you have to go up to the key card reader and press X at the same time. So you can see here there's gold, so I'm telling my friend to get gold. And for your information, The gold takes up, so 1.5 stacks takes up a full loot bag for one person. That's what we're aiming for in this video. We're aiming for 1.5 gold. So if you have 3 gold in your scope out, then you have enough gold for 2 people. So you can see here it's not gold, it's just cash and a painting. But I know that there's more gold, so we're skipping that hut. That's another place where you can get loot. And ignore them 2 NPCs up in front of me here. And take this guy out. You can take him out in pretty much any position that he walks in. Just make sure if he walks near the other guy, make sure the other guy doesn't see him. So I would recommend taking him out when he's standing where he was there when I killed him. So he's going to take half a gold, and I'm going to take the rest. So you can see under loot bag, it's quartered away full, so that 1 stack will fill the rest of that bag up. Now, you can see the enemy here. I'm waiting for this guy to turn around who's on my right, and he did. So I'm walking forward, and there's a gate, and this is what the gate keys are for. So if you are finding it hard, you can't get in here, you got to look around for the gate keys. They're normally on an enemy. You have to take an enemy out, and they'll drop the gate keys. For the fingerprint, you just gotta do what I did there. So you gotta find the first fingerprint, so the top of the fingerprint, and then go down 1 and find that again, and then go over by 1, and then go down again and go over by 2, and keep going until it says it's completed. That's how I've done mine. So you can see we're going in for gold here. I'm telling my friend to open the primary target. And it's important to note that you got to leave the primary target to last, because if you don't, more enemies will spawn and it'll make your life a lot more difficult. Easiest way to cut it with the plasma cutter is let the bar go all the way up to the very top without going, so just before the very top, and let it go all the way back down to the bottom, and then just before the very top again, and after 3 tries it'll open just like it is here. Once you have that and full loot bags, make your way to the exit, which is marked on your map as a golden circle. If this guy is close, take him out so he doesn't see you, but just make sure there's not another guy near him. So you press right D-pad and you get this cutscene. And once you have that, you go to the bike. So my friend is getting that bike. Now for some reason I shoot this guy in the head, but he never dies. But we do get detected here, but this does not matter to the elite challenge. As long as you don't get detected inside the compound where we just came from, then you'll still get the elite challenge. And to get that, you need to complete it within 15 minutes, so under 15 minutes, full loot bags, and without getting detected, and you get the elite challenge. And if you have it on easy or normal, the elite challenge is 50k. I don't think there is an easy mode, but on normal it's 50k. On hard it's 100k. In this case, it's on normal, so we're getting 50k for the elite challenge. And you can see here, if you do get detected, slowly swim under the map. Not under the map, but like under as deep as you can to the ocean floor, so that you don't get shot from helicopters. So you can see here I gave my friend 85%, took 15%. So even at 15%, that's still 300k. And you can see in a moment, my friend got over 1 million. $1.3 million, which is nice. And of course, when you have this done, there is a cooldown. So depending on how many players you pick, there is a cooldown. So that concludes the Cayo Perico heist guide. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like and a comment down below what I should do next. And I'll see you all in the next video.